Start off with our first inter, um, excuse me, we're going to start with our first InDesign lesson. But the first thing we need to do is open up Photoshop, and we're going to navigate and find our castle picture that we downloaded. So let's go and find that real quick. And using the object select tool, let's go ahead and select our castle. And with it selected, let's go over to paths, and we're going to click on this bottom icon down here that is make work path from selection. All right, now we're going to double click on this right here, work path, and it should come up with this save path option, and that's path 1. So we'll do that. Then we'll click with path 1 selected. We'll click on the little lines over here in the corner, and we'll go to clipping path, and that'll make clipping path, and we'll choose path 1 and click OK. And then we can go ahead and just save that picture. So with that saved, we'll move over to InDesign. So we're going to go over and we're going to create a new document, and we're going to change the units to inches and make the document width 11 inches and the document height 8.5 inches. So that's letter size, and it's going to be in landscape format. We want to make sure that we have facing pages unchecked, and we're going to go here to columns, and we're going to click 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 columns, and our margins should be 1/2 inch. So let's go ahead and click create, and you'll see that pop up. So I'm going to change my workspace here so it's the same as yours. So we have relatively the same view. So looking at the tools over here on the left hand side, we have the selection tool, the direct select tool, the page tool, the gap tool, the content select collector tool, type tool, line tool, pen tool, pencil tool. These are all, a lot of these are relatively the same as you'll find in Photoshop or Illustrator. And then we get down here to the rectangle frame tool. This rectangle frame with the X through it is used to import pictures and images. So keep that in mind. This is the rectangle tool. This is an unassigned graphic, so it just creates shapes, and then if you want to import something, then you can assign it from there. We also use the type tool, and we can use that and draw boxes to bring in text and stuff like that. So we'll show you how to do that in a minute. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the rectangle tool, and we're going to go to the very top corner, and we're going to drag it all the way down to the bottom corner of the page, and then we're going to go over here to fill and click where the red slash is, and we're just going to click and we'll pick cyan, and we'll fade that. We'll double click on the 4-color thing, and we'll fade that to 50%. So there's that. Now we want to take the rectangle frame tool and we're going to draw a box that goes to the left hand corner, and we're going to go up to File, Place, and then find our castle pick. And when we bring it in, since we've created a clipping mask, it automatically recognizes that and cuts out that entire background that we told it to. That's what a clipping mask does. So we'll use the direct select tool, select the image on the inside, and holding down the shift and the option key, we're gonna scale that image up. And make it a little bigger. And then just clicking and dragging, we're gonna kind of position it on the page like that. So now that we've got that taken care of, it's time to bring in some text. So we will use the text tool. So we're going to draw a box of text here, and we're going to go back up to the File, Place, and we're going to import this file here that's text for IDEX3 doc. And we're going to ignore the warning for the missing fonts. So you'll see it brought in text, but you also see this little red square right here. That tells us that there's overflow text. That means there's more text than this box could hold. So what we want to do is we want to draw some more text boxes, and we're going to link the text from this box here to these two boxes. So we're going to click this red box with our selection arrow until it shows up like this, where you see these lines, and we're going to click in this box, and we're going to repeat that process. We're going to click the red box till it shows up with the lines and click the next box. And you'll notice we still haven't contained all the text, but we're not going to worry about it for this exercise. So we've got our text on the page there. And now what we want to do is we want to bring in our picture of our tree. So we're going to draw another text frame or another rectangle frame, and we're going to go to File, Place, and we're going to look for the tree illustration and import that. And now that picture is way too big for the thing. So we're going to go up to Object, Fitting, Fit Content Proportionally. So now we've got that. We're going to go back up to Object, Fitting, and we're going to fit frame to content. So now we've done that, let's drag our frame over just a little bit so it touches that margin. And you can see all the text is behind the image now. We don't want that. We want that text to wrap around that image. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, and we're going to go to Text Wrap. Actually, first things first, let's click on this and let's go to Object and Clipping Path, Options, and we're going to go to Type, and we're going to go to Detect Edges and click on Preview and click OK. So you can see it's cut out all the white on the outside of those edges. So now we want to go to Window, Text Wrap, and that'll bring up our text wrap palette. And we're going to click on this second one over that's wrap around object shape. So we still have some text over in these weird spots, and we don't want that. So what we can do is we can adjust using these buttons here. We can adjust how much our text wrap goes around there. So we're going to click up until it goes all the way around and doesn't follow anymore. And yeah, that looks good. And we'll just nudge this picture over just a little bit and up just a little bit so we don't get that weird break that we were getting before. So there you have it. Now what we want to do is we want to format our text. So we're going to go in, we're going to hit Command A, that's select all, and we're going to find an appropriate text that feels very castle-y. That's a little too sci-fi. And this is the fun of graphic design, is half your time is spent selecting a font. All right, there we go. Use an old English font. Go. Get rid of these extra spaces up here. And there we go. We've got all our text laid out. And then finally, we can actually color in our text boxes and adjust them. So we're going to take our text tool again, and we're going to type in exercise 1. We're going to select that, and let's change this to something that's super easy. I'm just going to go with Avenir and black. And we're going to change that color to white. And we're going to center that. And then we're going to select the box itself. So we're going to go back up to the selection tool, and this way the box is selected, not the type. And we're going to change the background color to black, and then we're going to go up to Object, Text Frame Options, and we're going to go to Vertical Justification, Center, and click OK. And there you go. That's exercise 1. So, complete that and get that turned in. The last thing to do is we save our file. And then we go up to File, Export, and we're going to export it as an Adobe PDF. And for all the InDesign exercises that we do, we're going to export as an Adobe PDF. So keep that in mind. So format's fine. Click Save. It's going to pop up this extra dialog box. We don't need to worry about any of those settings. Let's go ahead and click Export. We get a little warning that says there's overset text on these pages. Don't worry about that. Just click OK. And then it pops up if you have it selected. And we've got a PDF of our thing. And you go ahead and upload that to Canvas. All right, thanks.